Sometimes a single photograph can feel like a time machine. Today, we're going to jump back 4 decades, all because of one black and white image from a local newsletter. We're going to unpack a really cool story of community, identity, and just belonging. Okay, let's get into it. All right, here it is. This is the photograph that kicked this whole thing off. Just take a second and really look at these faces. This was taken in Woodlands, Singapore, back in December of 1983. It's a snapshot of a moment. A group of people gathered together as our Woodlands town members. But a picture like this, it just makes you ask questions, right? Who were these people? Why were they all together? And what can their story tell us today? Well, lucky for us, the newsletter this photo was published in holds all the answers. To find those answers, we've got to start with their why. They were on a mission, and it was a mission for unity. To really get what's happening in this picture, you have to understand the world they were living in at the time. So picture this. It's the early 80s, and Singapore is just booming. Woodlands is one of these brand new towns that are popping up. And as more and more families move in, a really specific challenge starts to surface. You've got this whole new generation of Tamil families putting down roots, but they're kind of far from the traditional cultural hubs of the city. So here's the bottom line. On one hand, you've got all these young people who are spread out, maybe feeling a little disconnected from their roots. And on the other hand, you have this amazing goal. Hey, let's build our own hub, right here, a local spot for Tamil youth to connect and really thrive. And this wasn't just some casual idea. No way. The newsletter makes it super clear that this whole effort had the full-on backing of the Tamil Representative Council, or the TRC. They knew that local groups like this were absolutely essential for bridging that gap and keeping the community strong. And check out how fast this all happened. The idea gets going and becomes official in late '82. By the next year, the committee is all set up, which brings us right back to this newsletter and this photograph published in December 1983 to celebrate their big launch. Okay, so they had the mission and the official support. But how do you actually turn an idea into a real thriving community? Well, that's where the story gets really good. It's all about the people, the plans, and, yep, picnics. Every great community needs its leaders. And you can see right here, this was a total grassroots effort. They put together a whole committee with people stepping up for important roles like secretary and treasurer. These were just passionate folks from the neighborhood, ready to roll up their sleeves and make it happen. And getting involved was super simple. They kept it really open. Basically, if you were a Singaporean youth anywhere from 12 to 35 years old, you were in. The whole point was to bring as many young people as possible into the fold. And the price of admission to be part of this? Get this. $6. Just $6 for a whole year. I mean, even back then, that was practically nothing. For just a little bit of pocket change, you could be a part of this amazing thing they were building. Now, this is actually really smart. They knew that a community isn't just built during serious meetings, right? So they set up what they called a recreational unit. This was a special team whose whole job was just to plan fun stuff, social events, get-togethers. Essentially, their mission was to help turn members into actual friends. And they got right to it. No time wasted. The very first project from this recreational unit, it was announced right here in the newsletter, a big picnic planned for Christmas Day. I mean, what a perfect, simple way to get everyone together for the very first time, right? So let's step back for a second. We've got a mission, a committee, a membership drive, and a planned picnic. All of it captured in this one little newsletter from 1983. So what does it all tell us? Well, let's zoom out and talk about the real power of community. It's amazing what this one piece of paper teaches us, isn't it? It shows that real community, the strong stuff, is usually built from the ground up. It's a huge reminder of why having spaces just for young people is so vital. And maybe the biggest lesson of all is that huge movements can start with the smallest things, like a $6 fee, a simple newsletter, or just a picnic. And all of this brings us to one last thought. That photo, it's a snapshot of people building a community back in 1983, using the tools they had. It really makes you think, doesn't it? What does building a community look like for you right now? And what are those small acts, those picnics and newsletters, that you're using to make it happen?